Akiva, it's, well, you're here.
I am. I have another movie I've written.
I don't know, Akiva. The last two Batman movies you wrote didn't go over so well.
I know, which is why it's not a Batman script this time.
Okay, for some reason I'm listening.
It's a movie based on another TV show from the 60s.
Fine.
Really? You seem sort of against it.
I am, but Mission Impossible just did so well. I was ordered to greenlight anything similar to it, and technically a movie based on an old TV show is similar. Do you have any actors in mind?
No, I didn't even know it would happen this fast.
That's okay. We can just look inside the actor closets I'm somehow still allowed to have. Let's check out number 2. Oh no, that's a skeleton. I need to remember to feed these. Let's check out number 9.
Could I be any more of a space pilot?
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's a good call.
What? Who's that? Are you doubling up in here?
So what if I am? I'm Matt LeBlanc. What's going on?
How would you like to star in a movie based on a 60s TV show?
I would not.
I like him.
Congrats, kid, you're the star.
But I just told you I don't want to do it.
That's not how it works.
What? But I don't want to do it. I'd rather be launched out of a cannon and get lost in space.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? The only podcast to waste time with a lot of backstory that mostly just makes you ask the question, why would you make this? I am Jimmy Time. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Huge. How are you, sir?
I don't know. That's a tough question.
Right? In this day and age? How can one even answer that?
I stretched this morning, and you ever feel like you tore your asshole? You know what? Let's just move on.
Were you stretching your asshole?
No.
Or did it just, like, that was a result of stretching your arm?
Well, if you're going to be judgmental about it. But no, it's in good shape. It's in good shape.
You said let's move on, and then you engaged more in the subject. Anyway, we watched Lost in Space. Oh, no, sorry. We're also joined by Skylar.
I am here. I try to avoid it, but I am here.
Still, do not talk to Skylar on the internet.
Don't.
No.
Barely
don't.
even when he's in the room. Just don't. All right, so yes, we did watch Lost in Space, the 1998 action-adventure family where the Robinson family are going into space to find a chance for humanity. Now, they are fighting to live long enough to find a way home.
Now, it's a family movie, or is it just because it has a family in it? 'Cause
Yeah.
this
definitely
isn't a
a
movie I would
kid's-
watch with my family.
Well, I'm sure we'll get into it, but I think that's one of the problems with the movies. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It wants to be summer action blockbuster. It wants to be funny, plucky kids movie, and it appeases nobody.
Yeah, it didn't really have any family building, like, yeah, that's why we should be strong and together. Maybe one moment at the end.
Got a
but
CGI monkey. What else do you need?
where did it come from? God, this movie.
Yeah.
All right.
So, this movie
It was.
Lost in Translation.
Oh, I was gonna say
Lost in
space.
space.
Oh, in translation.
So not space.
It was
In translation space.
Yeah, in translation space. It's okay. So anyway,
Another dimension.
this movie was promotionally called LS for some reason.
Oh, I love that movie. You going to see LS later?
No.
No, okay. I wouldn't either.
It was also called Lost in Space, the movie in Brazil. And for some reason in Hungary and Italy, it was called Lost in Space, Lost in Space.
Colon.
Lost in Space, yes.
Redundancy in the
Yeah.
future.
And Finland had a similar title titled Lost in Space on the Way to Space. So, it's
On the way to space.
on the way to space, Lost in Space.
That's because where else would you be going?
You can't really get lost in space unless you're. So
You're
then
on-
wait,
you're on
no.
the way to space.
I'm very upset. They're on their way to space when they get lost.
In
so they're not
space.
lost in space.
They're there,
They're lost on the way to space.
but they're there. Because if you're lost in space on your way to space, then you're in space. You're there.
In space, no one can hear if you can't remember if you
Well, why are
misplaced
we
your
talking
keys.
about? We don't need to hear if you're there or not. We're talking about if you're there or not.
Here nor there.
Why would you make this? It's on iTunes.
I don't think it's Lost in Space on the way to space. I think it's more like one of those like Mary Kate and Ashley home videos where it's like
Like Magical
Lost in-
Mystery Tour?
Yeah, like Lost in Space on the way to Grandma's, Lost in Space on the way to space, Lost in Space on the way to the farm, Lost in Space on the way to the farm. That's
Are
what
we
I think.
supposed to make a left or a right at the Scarecrow? I think left. All right. Now it's space again.
A black hole.
Oh my god, flat earthers are loving your explanation.
Okay, so, of course, this was all translated by Dr. Chris Barr, Doctor of Translation from the Sun, Moon, and Star Celestial Love and Understanding Unaccredited School of Linguistics, Hair Weaving, and Shoe Gobbling.
Thank you, Dr. Spar.
Yes, thank you indeed. I don't know. Who wants to do the budget? Oh, so Huge. Skylar said Huge wants to do it, so Huge can do the budget.
That
There's so many
arm.
numbers.
It's like, all right, so in $1998,
Yeah.
this domestically made a little over $69 million.
With the pinky.
Overseas, just under that with just over $67 million. Altogether, a worldwide gross of $136.1 million.
That doesn't sound bad. It was it?
I have to imagine that the what it cost to make this movie and advertise was
It
ridiculous.
was. I read that it was in. I forgot to write it down. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It was an $80 million budget.
Oh, so
They did good.
So it wasn't. But
But mostly probably just because of the show, the notoriety it had from it. They just
I
wanted to
guess,
see
yeah.
what they would
yeah,
make.
probably. Yeah, and it's estimated here that it probably brought in about just under 15,000 people seeing it in theaters.
15,000. Damn.
Yeah, that's not bad. So, let's go on to the best hour.
Our favorite
Our
hour.
favorite hour! The Troy McClure Hour. Hello, I'm Troy McClure. You'll recognize me from such classic sci-fi movies as The Space Boy Who Came Home Past Space Curfew, or All My Klorps Have Globbed, The Reunion Years. Today, we're here to talk for a really long time about nothing! Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they
Klorps. Yeah. It was the first word I read, and I just had to keep it together.
All my clerks have won. The reunion years. Yeah. It's when they came back. They had to come out. What are you guys doing now?
Oh, they're bringing back Klorps.
So, never mind Matt LeBlanc and William Hurt and Gary Oldman.
I want the
We
big guys.
know who they are. They're the stars. Let's talk about Mimi Rogers, who played Dr. Maureen Robinson. You'll recognize her from Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, Ginger Snaps, and Big Nothing.
So she wasn't in Ginger Snaps Back. Can I get a
Amen. Amen.
no,
Amen.
can I get a
No,
confirmation that she was not in Ginger Snaps Back?
I don't believe she was. No.
I'm
no.
leaving the show.
Yeah, there was a lot of like Ginger Snaps Back the Wonder. Like there was a whole bunch of like sub.
Ginger Snaps Back on the farm.
Yeah.
Just snap back. No, it's not.
It's just snap back.
What are you doing? So Heather Graham plays Judy Robinson. You recognize her from Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, Boogie Nights, Bowfingers, and the Twin Peaks franchise.
Or My Personal Fantasies, if you tend to look in on those.
What channel is that again?
It's the scrambled
I have a
channels.
subspace highway that goes right to it.
Subspace, yes. That exists beneath normal space, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes. And it goes into Toronto.
And you need, but you need a hypergate in order to get into it.
See, now you're... I believe that was constructed during the InfoWars.
Oh, okay.
So snatch your brain back!
Snatch your back, zombie. Anyway, Lacey Chabert plays...
Chabert?
Oh, Chabert?
Yeah.
Oh, Colbert? Is that like that? Like, okay. Lacey Chabert plays Penny Robinson. You recognize her from a 1993 High C commercial.
How dare you?
I know. I know. I gotta. Also, the youngest girl from Party of Five, Mean Girls. Also, the voice of Eliza Thornberry, Meg Griffin, and currently Zatanna.
Shit, that is that voice. I didn't
Wait.
realize that.
I thought Meg Griffin was Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they switched because she was.
Oh,
It
boy.
read. It read that she was the voice, but then uncredited next to it. So maybe they sound similar, and they're like, okay, or
Let's face it, she's Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls. Everyone on Earth has
Sure.
seen Mean
Yeah.
Girls.
Yeah.
God.
I haven't.
How, what?
There's so many movies that I've never
Oh my
seen.
God.
Get on that.
All I do
Tim
is watch
Meadows.
bad movies, guys. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm here. I just want to say under protest because
What?
yes, because Cobra was a fantastic movie. I love Cobra.
Oh, Cobra.
How dare you? How dare you?
Cobra.
That was the
With
last
Sly
one.
Stallone.
Oh, you.
No.
What? No love for
A
Cobra.
head shake from Skylar. No.
No.
What else do we have? Jack Johnson plays Will Robinson. You recognize him from Love Affair or Sleep Easy Hutch Rhymes? I don't know.
Sounds like a Troy McClure movie.
Yeah, it does.
Wait. I'm
Such
sorry.
as Love Affair
I'm so-
and Sleep Easy Hutch Rhymes.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Was Cobra the one with the
Just don't.
the Hammer Gang
Yeah.
and the chains?
Yeah. That's the one he liked. Yeah.
He wears
Now I
a cool
remember that.
jacket and his stubble is like perfect and he's got the cool aviators that he wears indoors.
No. Axe Clan Gang, dude. It was
It
not
was like
okay.
a parody. Oh man.
It was an 80s parody of 80s movies.
It's
It was crazy.
really, really awesome. And you should watch it.
It's action packed.
Yeah.
I don't understand the
Full of
movie.
something, all right. So you can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com.
Yes.
Let's start the film. The film opens September 30th, 2058, on the Hypergate construction on the outside of Earth. The warring nations of Earth have made peace to save the planet. The United Global Space Force is searching for a new planet. They were building a hypergate to launch into new space when terrorists called the Global Sedition Attack.
I'm sorry. So there's peace on Earth, or there's not peace on Earth?
Yeah! What?
Peace on. As soon as I said that, peace on Earth. Oh, that sounds wonderful. But there's a terrorist attack. I'm like, oh wait.
I love that
That
it
sounds
was
very
like
peaceful.
the first 5 minutes. Here's this massive info dump. Here's this massive exposition. And I still had those very same questions. I was like, wait, what's going on?
Is there peace or not?
There's pieces of peace.
Yeah, pockets of peace. So, Matt LeBlanc, a.k.a. Major Don West. Oh my God!
Don West.
What an incredible deal we have for you folks!
I didn't even know that.
You
was
can get the samurai sword and this Michael Jordan rookie. I almost said Michael Jackson rookie card.
We got them both, folks! It's a miracle! Most people don't know they made cards for singers. But we have them here.
What? What? Loki! Loki! Loki!
A low price for key copies here, right on the Home Shopping Network. I can't believe it.
Oh my.
God, I hope all of you know who Don West is. I guess we can do this all day.
Fucking great, man. Legendary Home Shopping Network host and also wrestling commentator. Those two things cross over all the time.
You gotta sell.
So, yeah, Major Don West and his buddy Jeb take off. They have yellow, like, camera shutter eyes or maybe crosshairs.
Yeah.
Contacts.
It never comes up again.
It never does.
You never see it again. But
was-
it's very obvious.
I was like, okay, cool. They're kind of like aliens, that they look like humans. They're like, oh, no, they're just yellow contacts.
I guess they must be.
It's just implants and how they fly. And that's why you only see it in his ship.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. You know those spaceships.
Oh, Lord.
Because that's when he
Lord.
accessed it. No? Okay.
It could be. Maybe it's like, yeah, it's a ship condition. So, Jeb gets shot up, but then he lets his engines go, and it falls and kills the enemy. But oh no, he's drifting towards the hypergate. So Major West disobeys an order and saves his life. Aha, you owe me a beer, buddy. Ha
One space beer.
ha. Yeah, one space beer, please.
I love how this whole attack started with him saying, there's someone coming up in your shadow. And he's like, well, I don't see a thing. And I'm like, because it's in your shadow,
yeah,
you
what do you-
idiot. He just... Of course you don't see it. Oops. Oh, I silenced the line.
Oh man, I guess I'm not as professional as I thought.
So I'll be taking over the podcast. for the rest of the-
Well, we are bankrupt.
Immediately. Oh. All right, so we go home, and a child toys with a small television-like device in the closet. That's a weird sentence.
I know, you said so weird.
That's what happens.
A child in a closet.
I mean, it's also a scene from Back to the Future, so, you know. Anyway, he gets a call from his principal, or his mother gets a hollow call from his principal because he hacked the school's main power grid to run experiments. I don't know how. Sure.
He hacked the mainframe. Try to snatch it back.
That's back your
Get your
brain.
report card back.
Yeah, so the principal's upset because they had no lights and stuff, but the mom finds the whole thing pretty funny, mostly because the kid is messing with, like, the hollow body of the principal to make her look like cartoons and, you know, like,
She had like Commando's body, she was
Yeah.
waving the knife around, and then she had like a supermodel body, and then it was a cartoon monkey and a
Yeah.
bikini. It was funny.
mom's like, ah ha ha, no, it's very serious, I'll take care of it, knock it off, ah ha ha.
Parenting.
Yeah, it's fast and loose here. So we go to a press meeting, and Professor Robinson, the male Professor Robinson, because the mom's also a professor, explains to the family.
she?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. There's one point in
she
the
does
film.
something.
I
She's
was
like a
gonna
scientist
say.
of
I
some
didn't know
sort.
they shed light on that at some
I
point.
didn't
There's
know that.
one point on the film where the dad says something where it's like, "Oh, how can we save the planet of people if we can't even save our own family, eh, Professor?" And then they hug.
I just thought that she was there to just fold her arms and be like resentful.
And like endorse stereotypes.
And exactly, and just be a horrible
They
stereotype.
wrote that character so angry.
Well, the budget clearly went to the CGI and not to the dialogue or story at all,
Oh, yeah,
Well worth it.
I know. Oh.
because it has stood the test of time.
So yeah, he explains that the family's going to be asleep for 10 years until they arrive on Alpha Prime, and they're going to start making a hypergate because traveling through hyperspace without a hypergate will send you to a random place.
Duh.
Did you notice when he's talking to the reporters that the reporters change? They shot it twice, I guess. First, go back and watch it. When you first see it, 95% of all the reporters are wearing the same like sunglasses, even though they're indoors,
Yeah.
and they make it look like the council from Bill and Ted. And then you go back, and then like the next scene after William Hurt talks and like someone asks him a question, almost none of them are wearing sunglasses, and they're all different reporters. And the reporters that you saw are now magically disappeared.
All right.
Whoops.
That was probably a reshoot because I read that most of the actors from the television show appeared in the movie, and some of them were reporters in that scene. So they might have been like, oh, let's just cram them in that scene.
Crammed.
Cram. Klorp.
Glorped. Random place. So yeah, we go back home. Oh, because one of the reporters like, how does your family feel about this? And he's like, they love it. Smash cut to, I hate you and I hate my life. The daughter runs away crying, but then calms down quick enough to perform a video vlog. Like, oh yes, the noble companion. Go. I don't know what she said. I don't care.
She was all artsy fartsy.
Yeah, those words are perfect. And then she, like, I guess wanders into a shared room or her brother's room. I don't know how the house works. And the two siblings torment each other before bonding over their parents being neglectful to them. And then the daughter takes a roll-up ladder and escapes out of a window because she's like, I'm going to hang out with my friends my last night on Earth.
They don't really. I mean, it's more the little kid is like, haha, you like boys and unimportant stuff. And she's like, I wonder what it would be like for your body to slowly fall apart in space. I'm like, it's a little different.
Oh man. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go back to my future vlog.
But, and then what'd she escape out of the window with? That ladder?
It was like a fire
She
ladder.
opened it with the kid's unnecessarily long, sharp award
Yeah.
that you could kill anyone with.
Which somehow is foreshadowing in this movie.
Who was that?
Remember?
I didn't know if that was that or not. It
Wasn't
looked
it
like
the-
it.
with the
I thought
big-
so, but I
Okay.
wasn't sure. I was going to ask that when that scene came up. I wasn't sure what it was.
All right. So we go to pilot talk. The dad and the general, who the general apparently was also on the original TV show. They talk about switching to a new pilot, and they go to see him. And he's like, the new pilot's go, oh, this whole mission is a publicity stunt to sell computers, and recycling tech will save us. And Professor Robinson's like, no, that's a lie. Fossil fuels are depleted. Recycling tech came too late. Ozone's down to 40%. We have to go and find a new planet.
And he believed him.
Yeah.
I've been lied my whole life. I can't believe it. What a sheep. I gotta say, when he walked in and he turned around and saluted him, he did the most comical, like his body was made of rubber. And, like, it was the funniest part of the whole movie, him doing that salute.
That was when I had, while we were talking about, before we started, the Joey Tribbiani.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Every time he was on camera, I was like, oh yeah, this is friends.
Yeah.
He would say something or do, like when he did that salute, I was waiting for the laugh track to go off because it was so comical the way he did it.
Here's Joey acting again. He's going to get fired from this gig.
Oh, it was so bad.
Why'd you disobey a direct order and fly that ship out into space? Joey doesn't share ships! How many times I had to tell you? So yeah, the Major West is like, oh, I should be killing the enemy. I should be out there fighting. And Professor Robinson's like, ugh. And then the general's like, you disobeyed a direct order to save a friend. And he's like, oh, yeah, I did, and I do it again, and I did. And then the professor's like, yeah, he's great.
He'll do.
And then he's like, you got the job. And he's like, but what?
Tricked him.
I guess. Someone got tricked. I don't know who it was, but definitely somebody got tricked.
They wanted to get rid of him?
People who bought tickets.
The audience.
The people who bought tickets, yes, absolutely. So we go to Gary Oldman.
Oh, the only good actor in the entire movie. Oh, he was a saving grace, his acting. Everyone was
I think
fresh off Fifth Element.
I think towards the end it becomes a little like too over the top, though.
Well, because he had to like go through all this. Not that they shot it in order, but.
Okay, so Gary Oldman shouts, "I want my money!" Probably for this film.
Yeah, that's perfect. We'll just put it right in the film.
Yeah. The man that he's talking to is like, oh, that your attack didn't work. They found another pilot, and our attack on the hypergate failed. So we need you for another job. And he's like, my price just rose. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Exponentially.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go. Oh, no, somebody's knocking on my door. Hologram, go away.
Okay, yeah. So that's my question. They're in a hologram talking to each other because they're clearly not in the same room. But why does the hologram have to be a desert?
I don't...
Why couldn't it just be...
Was he in a desert, the guy he was talking to?
No, neither one were in a desert.
It resembles Earth. That's what Earth looks like, most of it.
But why? But what's the point of... It could be an office building. It could have been a room. It could have been their room.
You know how much money is put into those programs? That's a free program. The Sands of Dune.
The Sands of Doom is the free program.
Dune. Dune.
But yeah, come on.
Oh,
Can't be
my
spending that
bad.
much money.
Oh, yeah.
His price just rose. Now he can get those nice office program, and they can have meetings in there. If he survives this movie.
So we go to Jupiter 1, and Major West continues to protest his new job, but rescinds the second he sees the ship and how cool it is, and the hot doctor on it. After he fails at flirting, he learns that she is also the professor's daughter. Uh-oh.
It was so bad. She came up, she sounded like such a badass, and she was putting people in their place, and they just, like, put Joey over it, whatever his name is in this movie.
Don West.
Don West, yeah.
Don West is like, ooh, what an attractive woman. I'm going to go try to get with her. And I'm like, oh, so this is what's most important in this movie.
Have I got a deal for you? One penis must go inside of you. It has to. You name the price, it's yours.
Oh my God! Let's just reshoot this movie, but with them in all their other roles. So obviously Don West is going to be
Don West.
Don West.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Joey.
What's her face from Spy Who Shagged Me?
So we go back home, Dad sneaks home late and is surprised by his son's science project fair, a time machine. And everyone seems super casual about it. They're like, oh, it's just a time machine. He won first place. I don't know. It's not like it works or anything like that.
That boy's getting pretty smart.
Yeah.
Inventing time machines now.
Well, anyway.
Pretty
Excuse
impressive.
me.
I gotta do something else now.
I gotta go stand in another room.
Back to my files.
Just gonna go stay in there. The wife comes down and they have a typical spousal banter. You're not helping me with the kids. Where I work hard to give you and the kids a life. Blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go upstairs. Hug and kiss. Night-night. Go back to Gary Oldman, and Gary Oldman is sneaking aboard the Jupiter 2. He reprograms the ship's robot to kill everyone 16 hours after takeoff.
It's a good plan.
Yeah, I guess.
I
Sure.
like it.
Yeah.
Then he gets a virtual boy hollow call from a guy. It's all like red and grainy. The guy, he wanted the money earlier. Yeah, look at this guy. He gets a call from the guy that he wanted money from earlier. And the guy's like, thanks for your timely terrorism. Shock you to death.
No, because it wasn't timely.
It wasn't timely?
That's what he said. He said, yeah, I thought this was supposed to be on schedule and you're late. He's like, I implanted it and I'm leaving now. And he's like, well, we like things being on time. Sorry.
Oh, I thought he said
And
it
they
was
terminated.
on time.
No.
I just remember him talking about, like, thank you for your loyalty, and then...
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I really didn't understand what Gary Oldman was doing the first half of this film. I understand that it was like a sabotage angle, but I was like, I don't know who.
I didn't know
why
who was
or
in
what,
charge.
or-
Like,
yeah.
he was part of the organization. He was just a hitman. They hired him. I don't really know. I think he was just a hitman.
I guess.
But he seems very passionate about stopping the Robinson family, so I think he's involved with them.
Well, that's what was confusing before, was like he was getting paid to help the sedition stop them from reaching Alpha Prime so that they could reach Alpha Prime first. So I get that, but then in the second half, once he's like marooned with them, it's like, what are you still trying to stop them for? You clearly didn't get paid. They clearly tried to kill you, so why are you still on their side?
Maybe it's just a great organization, like the army.
Good benefits,
It's
you
like
think?
you're going in to fight a war, but they're getting paid. They're fighting for what they believe in for their country, but they're getting paid. So why shouldn't he get paid?
I don't know, man. I will say I really love the idea in theory of a saboteur getting trapped in his plan and having no choice but to team up with the people who he just tried to kill. I like that as an idea.
But he didn't try to team up with them. He
Well, no, that's
immediately
true.
tried
He
to
was in-
blackmail them.
That's
And
true.
he was
yeah.
in prison,
Yeah. But just the idea of him being like, well, fuck, now I have to stop this thing that I just set in motion because now it's going to kill me.
But he didn't try to stop it.
No, he did. He tried to stop. He had to get
Oh,
them.
right.
Yeah, when he
Yeah.
first,
That's true, yeah,
what's about to happen?
Because then when he realized he couldn't, he immediately just woke them up and hid, let them deal with it.
Yeah.
Like it still could have died. It still could have killed them all, and he was like, oh well.
Yeah, he was like, I can't do this by myself. Here, I'm going to go hide. Let you do all the work.
So
It shocked him to death.
it shocks him to death. Yeah, he's dead. And then everyone gets into a cryopod, and the major hits on the doctor one last time, and then they all take off. And I was like, oh my god. Imagine if they fucking died, and that was that poor doctor's last moment alive. Just being hit on by some...
You think maybe I can fit in this pod with you, baby?
Oh my god.
She's dying. She
This
just
is how I
sees
get...
that
Like, yeah, like...
ugly, gruesome man, like, breathing on her.
Awful. Awful.
Saying she's a cold fish.
Terrible.
I gotta thaw you out, baby.
One fish, two fish, cold fish, blue fish.
Oh, my.
She's
Yeah.
definitely a ghost. Space ghost? Yeah.
Coast to coast.
Oh, man.
So, he flips the switch.
Yeah.
What is it, the monkey? What did he say?
monkey flipped the
flipped the switch.
Yeah.
And the whole ship blows up.
Yeah!
Just explosion. And then it just takes off within the explosion.
Yeah,
I didn't
well,
understand that.
The ship that they're in is like an old school classic flying saucer.
It's a little overweight Millennium Falcon.
No, the one before. They are when they're on Earth. They are on in a flying saucer.
I think that's Jupiter 1.
Yeah,
And then they take off into
and-
Jupiter 2.
and then that explodes in space. And then they come out in this tiny like oval Millennium Falcon. Yeah, this little like
little overweight, Stay Puff.
yeah,
Ooh, marshmallows.
like it just looks like organs, just like a bunch of organs wrapped like a brain, just a bunch of folds wrapped into each other.
Flying organs.
Yeah.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's some guy's stomach.
Oh, it's Salvador Dali, man.
It's trying to go over me.
So, yeah, like we said, the robot is now rampaging, and Gary Oldman wakes up right as it happens, and he wakes up as the family Robinson, or the Robinson family.
Well, yeah, because he was supposed to escape, but
Swiss Family Robinson.
That's what it's based on, dude.
No, I know.
Yeah, but...
Oh, that's Swiss Family Robinson.
in space.
In space.
yeah. Space Family Robinson.
Ooh.
No, that's what it was called. I'm not that clever. So, but yeah, they have my favorite part in here, which is the Robinson family awakes and they start fighting the robot. The dad takes out a gun and shoots the robot, and it bounces off. And the robot goes, "You shouldn't have done that."
That was a
robot-
mistake.
Yes, the robot is the most stereotypical robot I've ever heard. Where it's
Yeah.
just like robot must destroy, robot destroying, robot doing this, robot, and then that happened. He goes,
You done fucked up.
yeah, out of nowhere. That's a personality. Should not have done that to the robots.
My favorite, like when the T-Rex is rampaging, and then somebody throws a rock at it, and the T-Rex is like, "What the fuck?"
Its ego has been
Yeah, like. So the robot's rampaging, and Will decides, "Oh, if the family won't come to the science fair, then I'll bring the family to the science fair."
I'll bring the robots to dinner.
I'll put my pipe and smoke it. Take it to the bank.
Who was that?
Science.
My favorite is the one from The Office. Oh wow, the turntables.
Oh, how
have...
the turntables.
I didn't know where to go from there.
So Major West finds Gary Oldman, whose name is Smith, I finally learned, like 30 minutes into the film.
Oh.
And he notices the burn of sedition tech into his hand, which means he's a traitor! But Smith fights away and then claims he can save the doctor, who's stuck in one of the cryopods still. Dad takes the helm and finds out that we're falling into a sun. This goes on for a while. It's just like 5 minutes of them like, "I can't get him out on the sun!" Ah!
That stupid joke. Oh no, we're flying into the sun. Oh, that's what that big ball is?
Oh. And I don't know if because I noticed it and then I read it and then which confirmed it, and I noticed it 100% the second time.
What was that?
90% of the lines in this movie are ADR. They're done way after the acting.
Oh yeah.
Every line is said off screen.
I noticed that a lot with
Like-
the little girl. And
Oh, Penny. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I noticed it with Joey on some lines.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, Don West.
Yeah. That happens for the dad. It happens for the mom. I don't know if you noticed, but at least 2 times I noticed it. The mom says her lines, and they echo for no reason.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That sounds a little
It
familiar.
echoed for no reason. Like
Am
when
I supposed to remember this line?
when the
It
sound
echoes out.
system is out and it doesn't like echo, you hear it twice.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. It's like it sounds like they didn't sync up the audio in editing.
Whoops.
And it's like if you're not gonna watch your own movie, why would I? Enjoy
I mean,
it?
do you blame them though? I
What,
would
for just skipping through the
for
film?
just be like,
Just don't.
I'm
release
sure
it.
it's
Like,
great.
Just give up and go. We're not gonna get anything from that. Like,
just wait till the McDonald's toys come out and let's rake in that dough.
That's where the real money is.
The McDonald's toy.
Happy kids, yeah, Happy Meal toy, McDonald's toys.
I saw a guy walk into a McDonald's with a knife, and he covered his face, and he went right behind the counter and grabbed all McDonald's vouchers and the Monopoly tokens, and just ran out.
Well, we gotta cancel that.
That's where the money is.
God. I've always wanted. That was me daydreaming and forgetting where I was, just thinking about the Monopoly when I was a
It
kid.
looked real easy.
It's like,
He walked right in. His face was completely covered. He just opened up the thing, grabbed him. Someone approached him. He went, "Nah, bitch, I got a knife." He literally did that. He didn't like swipe or anything. He just showed her, "Nah, I got this." And then he just ran out the front door.
It's
And that was it.
It's still a lot smarter than the guy recently. I don't know if you saw in the news the guy who robbed the GameStop wearing the plastic bag, so you
Oh.
could clearly
I
see
did
his face.
I did see that, yes.
Oh man,
They had a clear shot of him walking out with a plastic bag on his head.
like a low rent Mr. Freeze.
So, yeah, that goes on for a while. And then they hyperdrive through the sun because they can't get out of it, so you gotta just shoot out
Yeah, because
gravity.
if you activate the hyperdrive without a gate, you can end up anywhere.
Oh no.
But anywhere is better than inside the sun.
yeah.
So
Okay.
activate.
Mm.
And then they activate it, and then what happens? they get lost in space. The whole time they were explaining that, I was waiting so patiently for them to just say it. Just say the whole thing. Just go ahead. She's like,
We're lost.
She set someone up for it. She's like, you mean we're lost? And I was like, come on, get it out.
Go on.
Just say it.
There it is. That's what you meant.
Yeah,
Lost in
space.
All right, I'm out of here. Yeah, that's so. I mean, when they went through the sun, I was like, oh, so they're dead. This is all a death hallucination. You're not going to survive going
There
to the
it
sun.
is.
There it is. We got to figure it out.
Go through the sun.
No.
They all lost their minds from heat stroke at that point. They're like, let's go through the sun. He's like, genius! Dead.
Heat stroke. We're inside the ship. Wow. I mean, they were close.
You saw how close they
very
were.
Close, yeah. So, yeah, it's Lost in Space. I can't believe it took us.
Which, I will mention this, by the way, how close they were to the sun.
Yeah.
And they were all fine. But at one point later, when they blow up the ship and they're that close to it, the dad is like sweating.
Yeah.
But like Joey's fine when he's driving the sweat. But because they were so close, but they were fine during the sun. It wasn't that hot.
Oh, no. No.
Sun's not that hot.
It's like Arizona. It's like
It's
a dry,
because
it's
they
like a
didn't
dry
have enough
heat.
mass. The sun is cold.
Don't.
Because heat. The sun gives off little beads of light, little photons.
This is going to be just like the lawn furniture. This is going to be just like the lawn furniture.
And when it interacts with mass, it
Interacts how?
when it crashes into it and interacts with it, it gives off a discharge of heat. So when it
The
comes,
heat gives off a discharge of heat?
no, the
Light.
photon, the little beads of light
Ugh.
hitting mass. So
Ugh.
when it hits the Earth, that's
can
where we get all
stop
the heat
this.
from.
You have the power.
Why would I?
Because in space, it's cold, it's freezing. Because you're only one person, you don't have a lot of mass.
All
But
right.
when you're on the Earth, you have all that mass with you.
Yeah.
That's why the top of the mountain is all cold and frozen.
But why is the
but-
lawn furniture small? But
Talking
why?
about that.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be that cold anyway, those lawn furnitures, because they would be small with, not that much mass. If
So-
anyone were to have them, it's a great idea.
I'm not doing this. I'm not engaging in this with you.
I'll tell Don West about
I'll
the
tell
idea.
you, he's got a great
He'll
deal.
sell them.
He's got lawn furniture. What a great deal. You could kidnap my kids, and I couldn't go lower for this price, folks.
Oh, Donnie.
So, yeah, warp drive. Everybody gets thrown around the ship.
That was so needless. It's stop motion. Everyone's just like frozen, then they just do like the 360
yeah, the
around them.
Matrix thing, yeah.
Spending money.
And somehow, before that, the eldest daughter was unconscious from being in the pod, but then she gets thrown from this bit, and now she's up and fine. Like, hey, I'm okay, Dad.
Woke her
Everything's
up.
okay. Yeah. Oh, she was just a heavy sleeper.
Banged her head up.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, there we go. The old wake-up concussion. That's what I needed. So we go to the med bay, and the major hits on the doctor, and she's like, you don't even have any wounds. Also, we don't have anybody in our lives. Next scene. Like, it's just like bullshit exposition that doesn't go anywhere.
Also, we're all alone.
Oh, yeah, I'll see ya.
Implication.
We go below deck, brother and sister bond while listening to industrial techno and working on electronics.
Wow.
We go back to the deck, and Mom and Dad worry about what to do with Smith when a spatial anomaly happens near the ship. I know because there's an alert that says spatial anomaly nearby.
This is very helpful. That
Yeah, they were prepared for everything. The Major immediately drives through it, and they find both a human ship and a non-human ship.
Alien ship.
Ooh. We go back down below deck, and Penny video blogs, but is interrupted by Major West, who's here to get Smith. Smith has smashed all the glass in his room. And I was so hoping that Major West walked in and goes, I'm here to take your shoes.
It's your punishment.
Yeah!
Don't mess with glass.
That'll be great. I'll give you your shoes. That's it. No, but
I thought the weirdest part was that he was on his way to the prisoner's bay or whatever that was
Sure.
that he was locked into. And he was like, hey, little girl, I'm going to hit on you a little bit.
Oh man, I totally see. Yeah, there was a brief second where I was like, no.
Don West, don't do it.
Don't
he's
do
got a
it.
groomer, just in case it doesn't work out with the other sister. You know?
You don't know how long they're gonna be trapped in space.
It was a 10-year flight.
It was supposed to be a 10-year flight. Yeah, she's going to be legal then.
He was putting in his time.
Yeah.
So he nicknames it time.
Oh my god.
She's my time. I gotta put my time in. My penis is time. And I gotta put my time in. That's what it is.
This has been Explaining the Joke with Sky.
I mostly explain it for myself so I can get it.
For I'll use this one later.
So Major West says you're coming with us to explore the ship, Smith. Later on, Will shows Dad that he made the killer robot into a giant remote-controlled robot. Cool. We go...
He shows him by ambushing it on him, saying, "Kill the Robinson family! Kill the Robinson family!"
You could have at least kept with a joke like, kill them with kindness and kisses!
Yeah. Nope. Just full attack mode, allegedly. Pulls out his gun, tries to shoot it, but can't. He could have shot it, and that would have been the end of it. Good job.
Yeah.
We go to the ghost ship. Inside, everything seems really old, but the technology seems really advanced.
Interesting.
They come across a drippy pod, and Smith is like, "Ooh, real recognize real."
Real recognize real.
Real recognize real. He said evil recognize evil, but that's what he meant. He's like, real recognize real, son. Eventually, after looking around, they find an old captain's log, which is Don's friend Jeb from earlier, and he's like, "I won't give up looking for Don. I'm gonna find him. He wouldn't give up on me." And he's like, we've only been gone for a day. How are they? And what do we have here? They look some more in the ship, and they find out that the alien ship brought over these, like, drippy sack things. Like, what? Oh, no. You know.
Nasty. Nasty pods.
Dripping.
That's also like
Dripping pods.
Nasty ass pods.
Yeah.
Isn't that like an STI? Drippy pods? Drippy sacks?
Drippy sacks. Oh, that's my cousin, Drippy Sax.
Oh, that's what
man.
it was.
And he plays the sax.
He does, yeah. Drippy Sax plays the sax.
He's trippy at it.
He's got stacks.
Oh.
So they detect movement and chase it down to the hydroponics lab, which is decades overgrown.
Oh.
Decades? How could that happen?
Time.
How long have they been looking for them?
They come across a CGI monkey. They interact with it for the next scene and a half.
Oh
Where did this monkey come from?
The set of Speed Racer.
Yes, that's what it was. It was that monkey.
Oh my god, how can that be?
But I don't understand. If they were a rescue ship, where'd this monkey come from? That apparently came from where they came from, so they would know about this race of monkeys at least within the last 10 years.
And why was there only one? Did he just was there a whole group and they just stole a baby monkey from a group of monkeys?
She said it would take like a decade for that stuff to grow, and they also said that monkey was a baby. So
how was it
how old
surviving?
is this baby, and when did this baby get here? None of it made sense. None of it made sense.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Didn't serve any purpose to the movie at all. It didn't do some cute thing where it saved them. It was just there to fucking sell a stuffed animal.
Yep.
Fucking capitalist.
And upset me because it was a real puppet, but they were like, you know what? That doesn't look real enough.
A real thing doesn't look real enough.
So let's go with CGI.
Fake CGI, where I still get furious when CGI that's after Jurassic Park looks worse than it. And when did that come out? Like
93.
93? Yeah. If you came out after that and this came out in 98 and your CGI is worse than that, then I don't care about it. It looks terrible.
It can't be. It can't be cheaper to go full CGI. Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway. So they detect movements, and this time it's the spiders, because the drippy sacks are actually spiders.
Oh my god, spiders!
And they're also immune to blaster fire, so they run.
Oh, and they have like a T-Rex's roar. They choose the worst sound for those little things.
It was so
I don't know. It was too deep. It was like a T-Rex and a Velociraptor.
And then they had like the predator mouth.
I have the dinosaurs.
Yeah, well, it had like
it was sideways.
The side, it had like the alien
flat
and the
sideways
side and the
So Will activates holographic interface, which allows him to motion control the robot
and shoot everything.
Everybody while it drives backwards down curvy hallways. But I can navigate it no problem. Whatever, fine. No, that's fine. They get trapped in a corridor by locking a door by shooting the fire lock. but the spiders get in because they have the ability to bite heat through metal. Like
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what they
They
do.
hyperheat their teeth through metal. Like they
Some-
burn a hole.
Cyclops teeth. They have
yeah,
like Scott
it's
Summers
like
teeth.
kinetic energy.
I don't know what that was. They didn't explain it. They explained that they could talk to each other a little bit. I don't know why, or something.
Yeah.
Their biology. They didn't
had,
explain
like,
how
bee, like ant mentality. That whole like
Yeah, but they didn't explain what the fuck they were doing.
no,
with their
nothing
heat mouths.
mattered. Yeah, with their heat mouths. Yeah. How you doing, baby? Want me to give me that heat mouth? Come on here, I'll give you that heat mouth.
Look at that
Shut up,
bee.
Cletus.
I don't think you understand what I was going with there.
No.
You come over here, Cletus.
I was walking to work yesterday, and I was in Times Square, and there was just some girl sitting on, they have like those giant cinder blocks in Times Square.
Yeah.
The girl just sitting on there, and all of a sudden she just goes, "You want money? You gotta suck dick."
Who is she telling this to?
She was by herself. She was totally by herself.
My goodness.
Yeah. Just thought she'd let people
Just
know.
just a proclamation to everyone.
Yeah, you want money, honey? You gotta suck dick.
I hope she helped someone that day, and they earned money.
They earned money. They figured it out.
Because that's what her purpose was. She wanted to help someone in need.
Maybe it was like a homeless person that I didn't see, and she was like, honey, that sign ain't gonna work.
I think it might have been a homeless person that nobody saw, that
You
only
gotta
she did.
suck dick.
She might have been looking at herself somehow, an out-of-body experience. She was like, what do I do? And she was like, honey,
Oh, like her
you gotta
past
suck dick.
If I could tell myself one thing 40 years ago, it would have been, honey, you gotta suck dick.
Like, wouldn't you want to invest in Apple? Nah.
Dick. Invest in my mouth.
Invest in dick.
Oh my God, I did it. I went back in time. Baby, you gotta suck dick and invest in Yahoo. You gotta do it. You only went back in time 5 minutes. Oh, well.
Give me that dick.
Give me the dick. We could double team a guy. Let's go. All right, that's too much. Come on.
Oh,
Guys,
God.
calm down. It's too much.
Oh, God.
Everybody else, calm down.
My bad.
So the spiders start to get into the lockdown corridor, and Major West assembles his rifle and goes into tank mode and starts shooting things.
Puts on
Really,
like a little head helmet or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
full
What was
head
that?
helmet. It was because in reality there was scheduling conflicts with friends.
Oh, so they had to cover his face.
And then the other locked door that, like, 'cause there's one locked door that the spiders are trying to get to, and there's another locked door that they can't escape through. And the robot's just like, I'm just gonna run through it, and just barricade through it. It works, but he like loses his arms and shit. And then they escape the ship with the monkey for some reason. Let's keep this.
Yeah, we don't know anything about this, but it could be a huge threat to us. But
What,
yeah,
what if it's like a mogwai and like we get it wet and it just turns into like an evil? What if we get it wet and it turns into the spider?
Boom.
Boom.
That's what brought it there.
What? Boom.
we don't know.
How about what if? Boom. You didn't think of that, huh?
There was one part where he
Slipped my
ate
mind.
the entire candy bar like a savage, and they were like, "Oh God!"
Oh yeah.
Like, what's gonna happen?
What if he gets a taste for human flesh?
Yeah. I was waiting for something to come to that.
A taste for human
A
flesh.
taste for human flesh. Could happen.
So does that monkey
So
not
they-
make it?
What?
That monkey doesn't exist.
Where?
The end of this film.
Why?
Why would it?
How?
We'll get there at the end then. I'll bring it back up. Where's the end?
Okay.
I'll write monkey all in caps.
Monkey?
That was
Yes, with
that was
question marks and
almost a scene
exclamation.
from Spaceballs. When will then be now?
Well, yeah, when?
Soon.
Yeah. So we go back to the Jupiter, and the spiders start jumping off the old ghost ship and jumping onto their ship.
Can fly apparently.
Yeah.
Or at least manipulate where they float through space. I don't know what that was.
Figured it out.
They
don't
do
need-
live in deep space.
Yeah, because Mom analyzes the leg, and we figured that out. Also,
I didn't know what she was doing. She
Yeah,
just
she was like-
showed up. Then I got this, guys. Just on the command deck. Thanks.
well, if we survive, here's dinner.
Yeah. Look what I found.
Got these
Plop.
spider legs. Yeah.
Trying to drive. Get this leg out of here.
It like analyze it. It's like, oh, it's they're made of silicon and they don't have a respiratory system and they may be attracted to heat and light. And the Major's like, okay, and I turn on the ghost ship engines and they all fly into the engine.
My favorite fact was when they flew off the ship and landed on their ship and crawled around and started eating their way through it. They went, all right, well, due to its biology, it can definitely live in deep space. I'm like, well, no shit. Wow,
Really?
thank you.
You think it's like a thing where they're just like holding their breath for a couple millennia? Like they just need one good deep breath and then they're good?
Flying through the hall. Yeah, no kidding.
Now, how did he turn on the engines for the ghost ship instead of his own ship?
They were connected.
That I
somehow.
didn't understand.
It didn't make
They were
sense.
connected.
They downloaded information, but I didn't
From one
see them
to the other.
upload anything to their ship.
Because then if they
well,
have
I think download is everything.
Oh, in
Everything
their
is
universe.
download, yeah.
download the mainframe,
This was 1998, so
yeah.
You could still download cars back then.
download a car.
Yeah, you could. Did you guys notice that in this scene, Major West says, "Oh, great! First yellow aliens, now giant spiders."
Yes.
What yellow aliens?
The monkey.
Monkey's not yellow.
He's like color changing though. He was red at first, and then he went orange, and then he went yellow. Like he changed.
Yeah, he was yellow. He was
Oh,
yellow monkey.
don't give me that.
He was yellow. I'm sorry.
Are you giving him guff? Sounds like you're giving him guff.
No.
Ask the question. Oh.
So anyway, all right, fine. So the other ship, the ghost ship, blows up.
Oh, because they're attracted by heat.
Yeah,
and he turns it
and
on.
and they all
And he's
go
like,
into
I
it.
know what I do. I'll hit the self-destruct button. He doesn't say what he does.
No, it just happens.
He turns it on full blast, and then he goes, I know what to do, and he pushes the button, and he makes the engine blow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it, guys. Don't worry. And he tells him not to, but he does it anyway.
yeah, it does blows him up anyway. The
And then it's that
captain's
scene
like,
where I was talking about where he was sweating.
no. Yeah.
Sweating from the heat. And that was a great one, because they're flying away from it. He's like fully confident, like, I just saved the day. And it's all blowing up, and they get far enough away, and he's like, that's a bigger explosion than I thought it was. He's just staring at it. Which
coming a little
they
fast.
got super far away and stopped and stared at it, and like, we got away. And like, it's still coming. I don't know why they
I don't know
stopped.
why why did
They
they stop?
could have kept going. They would have, no problem, made it. But
Like I know we're way past this point, but this is when I'm like, why would you make this flyboy danger pilot the guy to escort your family around? That's like going to a ball game and going, I want John McClane for my personal security at this ball game.
Yes.
That's the only way I feel safe. You are definitely getting a terrorist attack at that ball game now. That's definitely what's
gonna
happening.
attract it.
Yeah, you're begging for it. And that's what they did by having this. I thought by having this flyboy protect his family. Like I said, it's just you're going for a picnic. What do you? I'm gonna blow up the ship. Why do you need me?
He seems like a good guy, though.
You avoided a direct order and did what you felt was right? Of course I did. Well, he sounds good to me.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're directing my... You're not following my
I'm
orders?
doing what you
Yeah.
feel is right. How dare you? I didn't know that what you felt was right was the opposite of what I felt was right. That's not how it works.
I thought you would always agree with me and not him.
So, yeah. The explosion from the ship is way too big, causes the Jupiter 2 to crash down to the planet below. Also, they get struck by lightning. Also, on their way down, they hit like 1,000 different mountains and
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Just everything. So that's it. They crash land.
When they crash land, they have put down like this landing mechanism. Did you notice it looks like a big foot from like an AT-AT?
Oh no!
Did you see that
Oh, I
thing?
didn't see that.
No.
There's this when they actually do land.
Yeah.
They land kind of off of this little cliff, and so they would be kind of like hanging. So they decide to put down the landing gear, which is this giant foot that is impossible for it to be a landing gear because for it to extend that far, it was like 1,000,000 feet out. That means that literally the entire ship, like half of the ship, is a landing gear. Like, I go back and watch it, or at least like to that point, because just a gigantic foot comes out of this like big circle and a big
Telescoping like a clown taking out a scarf from
you
his
just see a
pants.
big hole open up and a big foot just come down and go boom. And then when they actually leave, the big foot comes back up and retracts into the ship.
Where is that
I'm
going?
like, where is that going? This thing is massive.
People sitting in the captain's chair should be like, all right, now everyone like lean to
Yeah,
the
lean.
left. Here comes the leg.
Here comes the foot.
So below deck, Major West and Dad almost get into a fight because of like anger and not disobeying orders. And Mom interrupts, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt? You should kick each other's asses. Go for it." And then she threatens to force her daughter to falsify medical documents to take over the mission.
Yep. Makes sense.
I don't remember that.
At this point, I'm not even sure what the mission is, to be honest with you. Like, everybody just wants to take care of the mission. I'm like, Like, this is not a one-man mission. How are you guys like, I'm gonna take care of the mission? No, it's me. Like,
Well, what's weird is like when he's accepting the job, it's stated. It's like Professor Robinson is in command unless there's some sort of a problem or emergency that happens, in which case it's all you, Major West.
yeah.
What else but this? Like, this is the definition of the mission going wrong, and there's an emergency. So why wouldn't Major West be the one in charge? Doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah, it's just bullshit. The whole film. So, when they were in the ghost ship, Smith took something off the robot, and now he's working on it. Also, when they escaped the ghost ship, the spider leg that they got was crushed in the door. It scratched Smith on his back, so he's like scratching, like, damn bug bite.
Don't worry about that. That's not important.
No, not at all.
That won't call
No,
him back to bite
It
him
never
in the
comes
back.
up.
They go to the med bay, and Judy and Penny are examining the monkey. And I don't know if you noticed this, but Judy was struggling with her flashlight more than she was with the monkey. Like, it
I
came
didn't see
down from the
this.
ceiling, and she was just like...
Hold it.
yeah, like, I think she was trying to be like, oh, the monkey's unruly, you know, because it's a CGI monkey, but it wasn't really that. It was fine. Yeah, like, she was fighting with a sky octopus. I don't know. Penny insists on keeping the monkey as a pet, and she calls it Blarp.
Well, because the way... Maybe I just watched it wrong. Maybe I missed something.
There can't be... This movie is like a Reese's. There's no wrong way to watch it. It's all garbage.
It seemed
Reese's
to
are
me
garbage,
like
sorry.
what they were trying to do was like, oh, what did you say? Did you say Blarp? I guess that's your name. I'm like, he didn't say anything.
yeah!
I thought she went, how about I name you Blarp? And he went, Blarp? And he's like, well, I guess that's it.
No, I saw it. It was the opposite.
She's like...
she was like,
he's-
what, Blarp?
Yeah.
I guess that's your name.
Like, literally, it's like all of a sudden she's like talking. She's like, oh, how's it going, little buddy? He's like, Blarp. And she's like, Blarp? He's like, Blarp? And he's like, well, if that's all you can say, that's what I'll call you. And I'm like, what?
Pokemon theory.
But he hasn't... nobody tried any of the words. And like 2 scenes later, this monkey is full parrot. Like, it is...
Yep.
What, he was? He was
Yeah.
making?
He was like, nice girl, pretty girl.
Oh, I missed all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
see that one of those. And I
Or
watched
she,
this
because
movie
it's a
twice.
female monkey, yeah. So she was like, nice girl, pretty girl. Like, so also the monkey changes colors and it has suction cup fingers. I don't know, it's weird. Mom says that there's 500 units of radiation 5 miles west. So let's go get it. Okay.
Let's go get that radiation.
Yeah, 500 units of radiation.
They
Whatever
need,
that is.
they need radiation for the core. That's how the core moves, with radiation.
radiation. No, yeah, they need 500 of that.
Or a bolt of lightning.
So down below deck, Major West tries to convince Major West. No, that's not right. Smith tries to convince Major West to take over the ship and save themselves because the Robinson family are in over their head, and Major West sarcastically agrees and then leaves. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds... You're right. I'll just run and get you a gun, no problem. Fucks
Walk
off.
away.
Yeah. Above deck, Major West and Judy... Oh, excuse me. Major West finds Judy, and she's scared about how they're lost, and the sky is so foreign. And he's like, oh, sailors made familiar shapes in the sky to make them seem friendly and help them get home. And then he draws Porky Pig.
The wise pig. What was his name? What do you call him?
The wise
Porky,
Pig.
the wise pig
The
or
wise
something.
pig, yes.
And then she drew the long brave-eared bunny bugs. I forgot what she called them. Something just different enough. But they couldn't say anything about it.
I guess. Yeah. And the Major's like, let's bang. And
Oh, that was terrible. It was such a nice moment. They were
Yeah.
bonding, and he was like, so my bed is your bed if you want it. And she was like, wait, what? And he was like,
He's like,
well, come on. We're the only two
only
people.
consenting
Yeah.
people.
We're the only two people who can bang. Let's bang then.
Then she starts up with the sarcasm, but then he has no idea what sarcasm is suddenly.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, right here on this, we'll do it on this card.
Oh, so you
She's
just
like,
want to bang and not
yeah.
do anything else?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God.
God,
He's an
buddy.
idiot.
Oh, jeez.
How many wars did you win?
So, yeah, she dumps water on his head. Next scene.
Ha, cold water. Hold on to your joystick. Got him.
How's that for a 90s
Burn.
reference? So we go to the bed, or just bed, whatever. And Dad tells Mom that Will can rebuild the robot. Oh, he sounds so excited about it. And Mom's like, you just have to listen to your son, even though it kind of sounded like he did, but I guess not.
My favorite was when, before they went into cryo sleep,
Yeah.
she was like, you got to be like more fatherly with your son.
Yeah.
You got to try more. And he walks over to him before he goes into cryo sleep,
Yeah.
and he touches his head and pats him, looks at him, and then just walks away from him.
No.
And then she goes, well, you got to see for effort.
But there was more, though, because after he pats his head, like, he goes for a hug, and the son goes for a handshake, and they're like, and he just walks away, yeah. And that's why she's like, well, you get a C for effort. Oh, no, you get a C for parental guidance, but an A for effort. Like, it was awkward as shit, but you tried, I guess. I don't know.
And then he kissed her, and she was like, well, you always get an A+ for that. And I was like, oh, so she doesn't care how shitty the father is.
No.
Because he fucks the shit out of her, apparently.
You can beat
That's why
the
they
kids.
have 3 kids. Oh,
Look, you can beat the kids if you beat the pussy. That's all I'm saying.
trade-off. She'll turn a blind eye.
So, yeah, because Mom's like,
Could've went further.
listen to your son.
I had more jokes set up.
I'm trying so hard.
Well, Mom says, all you have to do is listen to your son. Just make sure he comes first. And Dad's like, yeah, as soon as we get out of space. Then they bang.
Lost in space. Yeah, I assume they banged in that scene.
Yeah, they bang. So we go above deck, and a time bubble has popped up right over the radiation they need.
Again?
And what does Dad say? I was afraid of this.
He knew that would happen.
Of all the things, like, he never once was like, what if we run out of food and water?
No.
Is oxygen going to be a concern? Look, our kids are up in space alone right during puberty. What if they start fucking? No. What if a time bubble
What if we need fuel
pops up
and we can't get to it
over the fuel?
because there's a time bubble?
Yeah, a time bubble.
I knew this would happen.
I knew it.
I was having dreams about
I
it.
knew it.
I woke up in a
God.
cold sweat.
I am so smart.
Yeah.
I knew I should have told someone. I could have been right.
So Dad's like, these are time travel bubbles. And Major West is like, what? That's impossible. That can't be. That's not a thing. And Will is like, no, it's just like my time travel experiments. And Dad's like, all right, let's be reasonable here. Let's not. We're talking
this
about
would
time travel.
I predicted this would happen in my machines, so maybe someone else made machines. Listen, we don't have time
No.
for your fantasy.
Look,
Yeah,
this
your
is-
flights
this
are
is
fancy.
adult time travel, not kid time travel.
Totally different.
I know you think you know all about time travel just because you're the only person in this room that invented it.
Yeah,
So.
or has any experience in it at all.
But
Yeah,
let us
no.
adults talk about it.
So obviously Will leaves.
I love you, son.
Pat's head.
Bad said.
Yeah, so Will leaves in anger. Also, the planet might break up and fall apart, so we have to get the radiation quick.
Might
Fall apart.
we don't know.
We're not really sure. We go into Will's room, and Dad is like, here's my father's dog tags. Because, what?
Yeah,
I'll come back for them.
your mother told me to come in here.
Otherwise, I'm sleeping on the space couch.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to do.
I got this out of a cereal. I mean, I won this in a war.
Cool robot, I guess. All right. I'm out of here.
By the way, when this movie first started and that robot was walking around, I'm like, that thing looks nothing like it did in the show.
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
bullshit. This is bullshit. They always got to update things. I hate it.
Why can't things stay the way they are forever?
Well, like, the whole bottom half of it was pretty much just Johnny Five from Short Circuit.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
Right.
zoom around.
the skinny arm too. So yeah, Dad, I'm coming back for those dog tags, son. I'll be back.
I will be back.
So we go into the time bubble, and Ziggy says we can't communicate through the time bubble. Goodbye forever. Because literally, they go to the time bubble, and Mom shows up with some device in her hands. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Oh, the communication's not going to work. It's just...
Oh, Star Trek'd it.
Ziggy says it's not going to work. Ziggy says you got to go by yourself. We go back to the robot, and Will didn't have time to download the robot personality from the Neutronet, so the robot's now half robot, half Will's mind. Because, that's a thing.
Baseball gives me a warm feeling somehow. Best not to think about it. Beep boop bop.
I didn't know what to fill up the empty space with, so I just saw I had lying around my own
own
mind
yeah.
on a disc, so I uploaded that.
Wow.
Listen, son, we don't have time for your input. You don't know anything. He's putting his own mind in discs. He's inventing time travel. No one wants to listen to
I'm
him.
pretty sure he's the science officer. And they never listened to him for anything science related.
Why don't you show me how to use that remote control for the robot again, son? That's pretty cool. Can you make it get me a beer?
So outside, the women repair the ship. They're doing like all welding and stuff.
Yeah, but they're like fucking spelunking down the side of him when they get the like. It just made no sense to me. It was just so. I thought I was watching a new movie. I was like, oh shit, what did I do? I pressed something.
Damn Netflix and their new fangled controls. They're just gonna update the app.
I thought I hit something. I just see two people off the side of something just laser welding things shut.
I don't remember this scene in Cliffhanger. So we go
New all women cliffhanger.
Oh man, first it was oceans. Now we're getting the Ghostbuster, and then so we go back inside the time bubble, and Dad and Wes get shot from behind by a 3-armed robot that looks like the robot from the show.
Yeah, the old one.
Oh, okay,
Well,
finally.
When the kid, just before that scene, he was tinkering with the head of that he was
looked
just
like-
going to
Yeah.
build. He's like, I got a head for you that I can build.
So it's like
And all of a
what?
sudden, there's a robot already.
No way.
I don't understand.
We go back to the robot, and Will hears banging, and the robot's like, "That's Morse code," and it turns out it's Smith. And Smith is like, "Oh, what if everybody dies while they're out there?
Now,
What if that happens?"
when he was trapped in the holding cell or whatever, he was aware that everyone left, right? And that just the kid was by
I
himself?
guess so.
So why did he think that Morse code was the best way to get to him? Why couldn't he just start banging anything?
I don't-
Why did he have to, like... He's sitting there thinking about it like, all right, this is definitely going to work. He's concentrating. I don't know why. Because the kid didn't know.
No.
He's
Yeah.
like, what's that, robot?
So it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. And he was doing it so lightly. Tapping it on the... He could have been banging so hard so he could have heard it.
I don't know, man.
Thank
It's-
God for that robot. He knew, apparently.
Good thing he cleaned up all that glass. Because I'm like, okay, so the glass is gone. So
Yeah.
clearly he took the time to somehow. There's no broom. It's just a room. So he's like, okay, just in case someone comes in, I wouldn't want them to get their feet cut. So let me clean up all this glass.
There's a child about to come in here, so let me clean up all the glass first. I need him.
Will decides, or Will is convinced that everyone's gonna die, so they have to go after Dad and Wes, and he takes Smith with him.
Yes, this is his plan now. You can see the wheels turning in his head, trying to play the kid like a puppet.
But
The kid didn't know, though.
it didn't look real enough, so they went with CGI instead.
Yeah.
So they enter the time bubble. Will enters and Smith follows. When Smith enters, he finds graves of Penny, Judy, and Mom. Ooh. Did you guys realize that means that future? Well, we didn't get there yet, but that they carved gravestones.
I didn't understand.
They carved out the gravestones
Wait, what do you mean?
out of stone. They were stone gravestones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means somebody carved like it. In the story, it's future Will, it turns out, is the
Yeah.
one who survives.
Yeah.
So that means he carved stone
Yeah.
to make gravestones for
What
his
else
family.
is he doing, like, in these 10 years?
Building a time machine.
And
And
stone.
and also masonry work.
That's his hobby.
Hobby of masonry. Okay.
His work is time travel.
me.
His hobby
His
is
his pleasure is
Pleasure.
is
Mason.
carving his dead family members' graves.
Listen, you get lost in space. On a
That's-
desolate
Oh my
planet.
god, you can't use Lost in Space as an excuse for everything.
I'm just using it for this one instance of being lost in space.
I wish I had something to do. I know, and then like Jitterbug plays in the background as they do a montage of him.
Tink, tink, tink.
Jitterbug, da-da-da-da. Yeah, right, ma.
It looks perfect. I wish I could show Penny. Oh!
So Dad wakes up to find he and Major West have been kidnapped by future Will.
All right. So,
Ooh, I got a question.
here
too.
we go.
Go.
They're entering the planet, they see the time bubble. Before that, okay, so this is day one, them seeing the time bubble. They go through it, so they went through time at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But they saw the ship from outside the bubble.
Yeah.
So I don't understand when this all began.
Oh, dude, none of it makes sense because even at the end, they get out of it, so it means that stuff never happened. Like, in the middle of the movie...
The bubble kept expanding, though.
I think it's literally like a couple seconds later. Yeah, Will and Smith find Jupiter 2 and perched on rocks, stuff like that. So inside, Will shows Dad the time machine, and then Major West wakes up, and he goes, "Where are we?" And I'm almost positive it's ADR. Dad says, "I think we're on Jupiter 2, but in a different future."
I've heard that. He said a different future.
So, like, it's like alternate futures. It's not just time bubbles. It's reality bubbles where they're going through time and...
Yeah, they just plaster over the potholes as best they can.
Oh, dude.
As best they can.
It makes no sense.
So if this is a different future, if they're in the future, whatever you want to say, right? The rest of the family is dead. And so West... There has to be two of everybody. So what happened to Blarp and what happened to the other Blarp and other West?
He said that the last words you said to me were, "I'll be right back," which means that scene that we saw, that's him. So they went to that planet. The first family went to that planet.
Yeah.
For some reason. Because they saw a ship that was rescuing them. But I don't understand how the first family got there to begin with.
That's true because there was no time bubble for that first family.
Exactly. How'd they get to that ship then?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
In which case, then it's just a matter of
weird
convenience that they find the same
planet. Yeah,
because they're. I don't know.
It's just a weird like time loop that they visit and get out of somehow.
I don't get it.
Time travel's tricky, dude.
Yeah.
Time travel's real fucking
it's
tricky.
Hard to write.
And some people think they go, "Oh, it makes a lot of sense," and you I don't know if I
Not
don't know
really.
what you fucking talking about. Usually you get out of it by creating alternate realities. But they fucked it up even more
They
somehow.
just dove head in.
Whenever I watch a movie and they start introducing time travel, I immediately, in my head, I'm like, whiteboard, pins, strings. I'm like, okay, I gotta remember everything they say. I have to make sure this makes sense now.
Yeah.
I immediately try to make sure it makes sense. So that's why when they started walking through these time bubbles, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think this makes sense completely.
I do the opposite. I just lean back and I'm like, I'm just going to wait for someone to say time dilation or something like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Got it. No need to think about anything.
So, time machine is ripping up everything, and it runs on the core material we need. Dad's like, "Oh, future Will, stop it." And he's like, "No, my father never came back. You're not my father." And then Smith shows up with Will.
He was so excited. "Father, I want to show you all the things I made."
Yeah.
You can't do this. "You're not my father."
So Smith shows up with Will. Oh, actually, Smith convinces Will that bad things will happen, and you're gonna have to kill. Can you kill? No. Well, then I'll kill for you. Give me the gun. All right, now I have a hostage. Like, it happened
Fell
real quick.
for it so
Real
quick. Poor little Will.
Smith arrives with Will to see Dad and future Will, and they wow over the time machine. And then Smith threatens future Will. He's like, now I have you. I'm going to use the time machine to get back home. And future Will's like, "How do you think a boy could survive on his own?" And here comes Spider Smith.
No!
Ah!
Picked him up. He was all creepy looking in his black cloak and alien looking face. And
You know it's Spider Smith because off screen you hear young Will go, "Dad, it's Spider Smith."
And as he enters, he says that. What is that line he says?
What?
I think he says, "Never fear, Smith is
Yeah,
here."
never fear, Smith is here.
Yeah.
And then he gives that big whole long monologue of how, I don't know, I really want to see the script of what he said because I'm pretty sure it doesn't make sense. And how he looked deep within himself and how the only thing he saw was you, and he was talking to himself.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to be, he looked at himself, Spider Smith, and saw Human Smith. So he destroyed Human Smith, past Smith, to make sure he wouldn't think of himself as Human Smith. So he was or maybe I am getting it now. He was metaphorically killing the Human Smith in his head with the physical Smith. It didn't make sense at first.
There was a lot going on. I got out of it that they've been there for 2 decades. That was
Was
all
it?
I
I
got.
thought it was 10 years. It was 20 years?
Oh, he said 2 decades, I thought. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he was saying, like, I remember 20 years ago, the Earth, the
Yeah,
Sun.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I was trying to think about how old he was and how old he would be. Because I'm like, was he 8? Was
He's
he
like
10?
30.
So
they
he'd
said
be like
he was
30,
10,
28.
he'd be 30,
Yeah.
And he says all that, and he throws Smith out a window. And then Spider-Smith takes the men hostage after Future Will is like, no, don't kill them. He's like, all right, just take them hostage.
I gotta say, this Spider-Smith, he didn't reveal it yet, but he has like that body of the cockroach from Men in Black.
Thank you.
He's badass. He's got all these claws and shit. He's
Yeah.
got all this strength. And he just throws people.
Yeah.
He just picks someone up with his like 6 arms so he can like shred them apart like the Queen fucking alien in Aliens 2.
I know.
But he just throws him out the window. He falls on
That's
some
his
rocks.
go-to.
Well, shouldn't he have the same abilities as
mouth?
Tiny? That's what
Did he
I'm
have heat
saying.
mouth or something?
No, they scrapped every power that the spiders had. I was surprised that they didn't suffocate him at the end of this film. You know, like they just forgot about that too.
Because technically, he should be able to live in deep space. He should be able to have. He should be able to do all kinds of crazy shit. He doesn't even need to stay there. He doesn't need Will Robinson or a time machine or anything. He can just chill out in deep space. And...
Yeah, but apparently not. Even though we see later that his egg sac is filled with spiders, not like Spider-Smiths, but just spiders, regular spiders from.
I thought
earlier.
he's claimed that they were hybrid spiders.
Yeah, he said that they were genetically superior.
Yeah.
Because they're part of him or something like that.
And they're
That's-
gonna go devour the Earth
yeah,
or
it
rule
was
the Earth.
He
said
they
both.
were gonna conquer
Yeah.
the Earth.
That's what he wanted to do now all of a sudden.
Whatever, dude.
Even though I thought the Earth was dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, just a holographic desert.
I guess he was fed those lies too. He didn't know the
Yeah,
truth
they
either,
didn't make
like-
it to Prime yet. That.
Well, also they did because they're in the future, and that star map had everything. And
Yeah, when they went to go rescue them, did
That's
they
true.
make Prime yet? Or
yeah, I think that's why they
said
had
that?
all those extra star maps. They said, yeah, they're like, oh, they must have made.
Oh
Prime,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they-
yeah. Oh,
So
okay.
that means that they didn't even need to do anything. That someone else would have just shown up and
Yeah.
they still would have won.
I think somehow, despite them going through 2 different time bubbles, it's always 20 years in the future. I don't understand it.
Let's not get too crazy.
It's like the first bubble takes them 20 years in the future, and the second bubble takes them like 20 days in the future. It's
So-
just a week ahead, 2 weeks.
when they blow up the planet and blowing up the time machine, blowing up the time bubbles, wouldn't that time bubble disappear? But then it would go revert back to its normal time, and then the planet would be fine because
don't
still
sit
be.
here and ask me fucking how that shitty time travel works. It doesn't make any sense. Especially because there's actions that lead up. Like it's basically the time that exists in the time bubble is everything that happens to the Robinson family before anyone enters the time bubble, like on the planet. So like when he's like, "I'll see you later, Dad. I'll come back." That's when that time stops. Dad never comes back because I don't know, whatever. Fucking somebody. I guess because Spider-Smith kills them in some other reality or something, And that's why, in that sense, he never comes back.
Yeah, because they were going to investigate a time bubble that he was creating. So how would the original guy? Why was the original dad leaving his son?
That's the problem with everything. Every story that does time travel, it's always like, oh, look, see, now you're going to run to your former self. Well, okay, well, why were they there in the first place?
Yeah, well,
Every story has
there
that
has
problem.
to be an original point.
Yeah.
Like they explained it. In
I really
Back to
thought
the Future. There had to
Spider-Smith
be an
was going to
original
get
point to the whole thing.
was going to kill by, because Spider-Smith should technically still have that, I'm attracted to heat and light. So I figured that would be like, oh, we know how to beat him, and that they would do something that would cause him to like go into like, oh, here's fireworks. Oh, I need heat and light. But no,
I need that.
no,
I'm
no
so
need
hungry.
for. That was the one thing I was like, okay, my brain knows how movies work. This is exactly how they're gonna
Foreshadowing.
beat him. But no.
There was some other foreshadowing that I thought they were doing, and they didn't. I forgot what it was. Damn, just go past it. Keep going.
So Will remembers that he told the robot about friendship and his heart, and the robot almost explodes before he removes his restraining bolt. So now he can help everybody escape. And
I thought the robot had to like rewire its circuitry on the inside, but he was just like reaching down to his side and pulling something off. of
yeah,
himself.
like he could have been like, just see that thing, take it off, and you're good. Like,
Yeah, as he was like struggling with it, I don't understand why someone could have just ran up and be like, "Here, let me help you," and pulled it off of him.
When they do the scene earlier than that, when he's like, friendship and heart and blah blah blah, I want you to put that in your memory bank. I was like, okay, here it comes for later
write that
when the
down.
robot says it. And then it doesn't happen. Instead, it's just like the kid just convincing him, like, can we just please, because I'm your friend? Okay.
Yeah, because I think he almost brought it up. He's like, remember that thing I told you about?
Yeah,
He's
and I'm like, here
nope,
we go.
that's all been erased. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, so that was
I'm like,
pointless.
oh, so...
Nope, sorry.
Nope.
Erased. I'm a robot.
You didn't think that was going to work, did you? Anyway, come to think of it, okay.
I was very upset about this robot because it confuses me about robots. Because he was explaining to the robot about how, oh, well, my mom always said how I should make new friends. And the robot was like, ha, ha, ha. I'm like, that robot just laughed at a pun. How did that happen?
Well, that's because that's when it had half of Will's personality in it.
It still doesn't make sense, though. I don't know. You appreciate puns? It has a sense of humor?
But it also
He
understands
appreciates his own
sarcasm
jokes.
because it went, oh, ha, ha.
Yeah, I don't.
So it understands sarcasm, too, yeah.
That's why I get a warm, fuzzy feeling when I think about baseball.
So, Dad tells Major West, save Will and the family. I'm gonna stay here for some reason.
I'm going to get the
understand.
core materials, because that's all they say is the core materials that we need.
Yeah, those materials for the core.
But how-
The radioactive materials. That's what they need.
How are they gonna get it if it didn't make any sense to me. You go ahead and then I'll come behind you with the stuff we need.
Didn't they never, show you? It was just, their back was turned to the camera. I got it, guys! And they were, running out.
No, they never got it.
They never got it.
They never got it.
So how'd the ship go? They just got the other ship?
No, they just the same thing from the start. Well, look, fucking first off, they leave to go back to the ship. For some reason, they stop and risk their lives to save Smith. He's about to fall into the core, and they're like, "No, we gotta save him because all the times he's hurt us every 5 minutes in this film." Anyway,
Wait, did we kill the spider guy?
no, that didn't happen yet.
Oh, okay.
Because then, when they go to leave, Will's like, in an ADR voiceover, he's like, "Dad, remember the spiders from the Proteus?" And he hands them the first prize thing that pops out and all that.
Okay. Did I black out? Did we reveal a bunch of stuff yet?
And then this is when future Will's like, "Hey, Spider-Smith, how did those girls die again?"
Oh, yeah, my sisters. How did
And
they?
he was
Yeah.
like, it was the spiders. They came back.
Spider, see? Yeah.
And he was like,
he was
well,
like,
they never came back
But,
after that.
Yeah, how
though.
come? Why only the one time?
He was
and-
like, don't think about it. He was like, damn, he killed
I
him,
was
didn't
tricked
he?
the whole time. You used me. And he
No,
was
I
like,
told you the spiders killed him. I'm a spider. I killed them. I
"Same
told you what
lie to
happened.
you," yeah.
This is the
Spider
first
killed him.
time I've thought about this.
Wait a
I
minute,
haven't
you're
20
a
years.
spider. Damn it.
Oh my god.
So of course he throws future Will out of a window.
Yep, he grabs him and says, "Yep,
Chucks
that's what I
him.
gotta
Ah!
do." Throws him right into. No, he throws him down the portal because that's what he said. He said you gotta make sure that portal's big enough because if you touch it, it will rip a man's body to shreds.
Ugh.
And he was like, "Well, it's big enough for me, but I'm not the one going through, am I?"
Oh.
So Dad comes back.
So that's what he did. He threw him into that.
Yeah,
Shreds it to pieces.
But Dad comes back and he's like, "I'm here to fight," and he cuts Spider-Smith's face, and then they egg sack, and he's like, "Remember, they eat their wounded," and the spiders come out of the sack and start eating.
That was
the
ridiculous.
thing he stabbed him with.
Yeah,
Was the first
Was the
That
prize.
was the
Yeah.
first prize. Okay, I couldn't tell. I'm like, it
Yeah.
looked like it, but I didn't get a good look at it.
Yep.
Was he holding it? Did you just have to see it while he was stabbing it, or
well, it
did
was
they
the
make
only
it
weapon
known?
they had. Well, when Will was like, "Dad, remember the Proteus?" They showed a close up of the robot opening its arm, and then the thing
Yeah,
like
he.
a-
It
Oh, okay, I didn't
extendable.
see that. Thank you.
Like
okay.
it wasn't.
I didn't see
It wasn't Will's prize. It was future Will's prize that he dissected and turned into a weird.
Yeah, because that's
weapon.
all he had left, and
Yeah.
that was sharp. Gotcha. Okay, I'm all caught up now.
But it was still ridiculous.
No, absolutely.
It's still ridiculous.
Yeah, he stabbed him, and then they all ate.
It was like, oh, look, they eat their wounded. Yeah, because, you just blasted through half of them. There's nothing left. They're going to be dead. So, yeah, they eat their wounded and kind of absorb their material. He has, a scratch that's, a quarter of an inch big.
Get him. Put him down.
Yeah.
Devour him.
Put him down.
And the things that are devouring him are,
His own
200
children.
or 300 tiny little spiders, not the full-grown frickin' spiders.
He's,
So-
brushing them off like it's like gnats.
Yeah.
But apparently it's not enough.
Oh, no. Good lord.
And then what happens? He gets pushed?
Yeah, Dad pushes him into the time vortex thingy, and
And he gets
Spider-Smith
shredded to
disintegrates.
pieces,
Yeah.
So there's no more spiders left.
No.
Unless some of them survive.
This
and they make a
movie
sequel.
ends a very similar way to Infinity Wars.
I don't know anything about this. Let's not talk about that. Please.
So we go to the Jupiter 2, and everybody gets back to the ship. They're like, "Where's Dad?" And what's his name? Matt LeBlanc. Major West is like, "The bubble closed behind us. He's gone." They're like, "All right, let's take off. Goodbye, my love."
This is my favorite part of the whole movie.
They still don't have the radiation for the core, so they can't break out of the planet's atmosphere, which is what they said they needed it for. So they hit a rock and die. They just explode.
That was it. He's like, "Sorry, I can't make it, guys," and does it. Explosion.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was great.
it did.
The whole family dies.
Yeah.
A rock hits them and they explode, even though they destroyed several mountains when they crashed into the planet.
Yeah.
Well, its structural integrity was severely damaged at that point, so it couldn't.
No,
handle
but they
one
welded it. They fixed it. Remember the welding scene?
Yeah, I saw the girls fix it.
Heavy quotes. Heavy quotes, dude.
And what was great is Professor Robinson sees his family dying in front of him, and he goes, "Oh no, I couldn't have saved them." And that's as far as the emotion from him goes.
Oh,
really?
I couldn't save them.
Oh no, there's a time sphere.
I knew this would happen!
Up. Family didn't make it.
Family didn't make it. Oh well, didn't think about that ever once.
Whoops.
He
a shame.
thought
That one
his
caught me off guard.
oldest daughter was going to die for 5 seconds. She lived in the beginning of the movie, hugs her and tries to hug her and just will continuously be like, "You okay? You sure you're okay? You okay?" His entire family dies in front of him all in a huge ball of fire. Well, you know.
Well,
what do you?
I mean,
Them's the breaks.
say lovey.
So the family hug and like, oh wait, I think I skipped some stuff. Yeah, I think I skipped some stuff. Yeah, I didn't write it down, but I totally skipped some stuff. So even though they crashed through a bunch of mountains while landing, the son is like, a future Will is like, "No, but I have this time machine. Even though I worked my whole life to build it, I'm sending you back, Dad. It's the only way." And he pushes him into the time thing, and it's like, "Well, now I'm here." And he's like, "I did it. Look, it worked, Dad. I told you. Goodbye, everyone. It's only one trip. Goodbye." And I'm like, "Well, you still don't have the core energy you need. Like, you're not gonna get through anything."
they completely just.
And then the dad's like, "Oh, remember the sun from earlier?" Except he doesn't say that. They never make that reference. They just go, "Oh, we have to go through the core." Yeah, I'm a genius. So yeah, luckily the whole planet is hollow.
Yeah.
They go through without hitting anything.
Splitting like a coconut, so.
Yeah, and coconuts are hollow. Yes, thank you. Good point. Because also, like a coconut, after it splits, they go through it, and they hit rocks, and then go through an ocean, coconut water. And somehow, despite them going through the core to use the gravity to slingshot themselves at, the rocks and ocean don't slow them down, and they break through. Yay, they break out.
Yeah, because they hit the coconut gravity.
Yeah.
So yeah, they go through, and this time also, as they're going through the Earth's core, all the rocks that smash into the ship don't blow them up.
Oh, no.
They're fine this time.
What doesn't kill them made them stronger. So.
That was it. So, ocean, and okay, everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. Yay! Judy and Major West, they kiss. Oh, what happened? Wow. Oh no, guys, the planet's a black hole now. Let's hyperspace out of here. Again.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there for
Oh, no. Yeah, it was like hardcore techno music at the end.
Yeah.
What was that? That was so weird.
I literally sat back. It frightened me. I didn't know what was happening all of a sudden. I thought, yeah, it was like some sort of a drug deal in a Vin Diesel movie all of a sudden. It's a kids movie? Like, that's why it wasn't a family movie.
Oh, my
The
God.
weirdest
the
part
kids.
is they commissioned a band to write a song for the movie, and that was worse. Like, the song was like a slow love ballad where it was like, "If I get lost in space,
Oh, I would have liked that
I
one.
won't give up on you, 'cause how will I get to heaven?"
I'm liking this.
But the "Lost in Space" was only said once during the song. The chorus was, "If I give up on you, how will I ever get to heaven?"
and they hooked it. Someone's here.
Oh no, the wind.
So, the monkey.
Okay.
Where's the monkey?
It
Good
should be on the
question.
ship still.
Why?
Why should
Wait,
it not
because
be?
they went onto the ship leaving?
No, they were still on their own ship.
Oh, because he didn't go back to the beginning.
No, yeah, they were still on the same ship.
Well, here's the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters.
Okay, you tell us then.
Good Doctor is still on that ship, right?
What good doctor?
The Gary Oldman Smith.
Yeah.
He's still on the ship.
Sure.
He's still going to turn into that giant spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to do something
yeah.
about that.
He's going to kill them all.
I know.
One
I
way
know.
or another.
Well, they have. Well, they'll do something about that. I'm sure. Push him into space or something.
Yeah, push him out of a window. Yeah. Yeah. But I just
Taste
mean
his own
like
medicine.
Yeah, taste your own
they're
medicine.
like, can't we? Yeah, he's been pushed out of. Poor Gary Oldman. How do you like it? I've been pushed out of a window like 3 times. in
It's
this
like
movie.
poetic justice. Now, because you did it to me so many times, that's where I got it from. I learned it from you.
I learned from watching you.
Yeah, but learn from watching you. No, he's gonna kill them. They're all just like,
obviously.
oh, here we go, new adventures with our favorite doctor. Oh God, he's stabbing me. With his...
And our favorite villain.
So yeah, I should point out, we go to our next segment, which is, could you make a sequel? I want to point out that according to the screenwriter, if this movie had a sequel, it would have been about the Robinson family making it to Alpha Prime. However, they discover that Alpha Prime is already populated with humans because they went through a wormhole in the first movie that sent them to the future. There would have been a subplot where Judy Robinson created a cure for Dr. Smith, so we didn't get the spider infection thing. Also, Penny would end up receiving the same color-changing abilities as Blarp.
Oh my
It
God.
would rub off on her or something.
With those suctions.
Makes sense. Like, you suction and the blood comes to the skin surface.
That's how they actually have sex.
Oh, great.
Who? Blarp and the 10-year-old girl?
Well, that's how the Blarp
Also,
species
Blarp
does.
is a female, so
Oh, there you go.
there you go.
Little girl on girl
Life
action.
finds a way.
Terrible.
Yeah, so my sequel is they go back to Alpha Prime, but it's way in the future,
Sounds
so
familiar.
far that nobody even cares who they are anymore. 'Cause they just don't.
And just nothing happens.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, kind of like this movie. No. just like the sequel. Like, it's nobody cares about that show at all. Why would you?
Aw, why would you make this?
What do you got? What do you got?
I have nothing, and normally if I don't have a sequel, it's because there's just nothing there and I can't think of anything. This is the opposite.
There's too many possibilities.
There's too many, because you can do whatever you want with time and space.
Yeah.
So the only thing I could somewhat get that I thought was interesting was everything, which was they would basically keep going on adventures and keep going into alternate realities, and they would keep seeing
different versions of
different
themselves?
versions of themselves.
Oh, maybe that'd be cool.
Just over and over and over
Sure.
and over again, and then like they would keep picking up people until like you have like a Noah's Ark of, that's where I'm going with it, like a Noah's Ark of like you have just like multiple copies of everybody.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
You guys go.
I like that. I agree with what they're doing now. I don't think this should be a movie. I think there's, like you said, too many possibilities of what to do. I think it should be a show. Because there's
Yeah.
so many... Because it's too many
Lost in
random
Space
things you can do that
show.
you can't really put all these random things fully to make sense in a movie. You would have to do episodically based.
But who would have something like this? Couldn't be like a network TV. Perhaps.
No, I think
Perhaps-
streaming is all the rage now. so
Really? Who would?
Probably
Amazon
a really
Prime,
big...
right?
Yeah, the biggest one, Amazon Prime. The biggest streaming
That's-
company.
Yeah, gotta be.
Oh,
be.
Flickster, right? They-
Flickster. That's I don't even know that one. That's under my radar.
Crackle.
Crackle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can watch that on Crackle?
I want to point out that this movie is basically a summary of the entire first season of the television show.
Of the
Oh,
show.
is it?
Yeah,
Interesting.
pretty
Okay.
much, pretty much the whole
figured.
first season.
Sometimes they just do like the first episode or two of shows. They did it the whole season.
No,
That's
the
pretty
whole
good.
season, yeah. Yeah. All right. So why would you make this? Well, I mean, Heather Graham was dating the director, so that's kind of why she was in it.
Oh, her point in the movie, I don't know. It was literally just so the Joey character would have someone to Google at.
Yeah.
I thought she was the worst, and even worse
she
than Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah, because they didn't give her anything.
Yeah.
There was no point to her
Absolutely.
at all.
How
I
she
feel like they
delivered her
wrote the
lines.
movie and they were like, we need a love interest for her.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, I'm dating Heather Graham. I could throw her in it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it was.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like, well, I don't know, because maybe there was that many kids in the family in the original. Maybe.
There could have been, but still,
I don't know.
They
But
wrote
I feel like
that
it was
way.
so
It
pointless,
was written
yeah.
that way, yeah. Who was Sean Patrick Flannery backed out?
Penny, all the kids. Oh, there was only the two daughters were pointless. What did Penny do?
Blarp.
Besides, Blarp.
Which again, the pointless character. So that's 2 kids.
Yeah,
you gotta
because the
Get
monkey
rid of
didn't
them.
do anything in the end. Didn't do one simple, like, tripped over a button and saved the kids somehow. Didn't do anything.
Nothing.
I'm so disappointed in that.
Yeah.
Jar Jar did more.
For all you know,
That's always my comparison. If you do less than Jar Jar, you're fucking pointless.
for all you know, Blarp is like a general and a war hero, and it could be like in Futurama, where you think
Nibbler.
Nibbler.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
it's
It's that-
Nibbler. But then, so you're just waiting for the sequel where Blarp is like this
Oh my
all-knowing.
God, There's a whole secret society of blarps.
Blarp Society. Secret Blarp Society.
Yeah, Lost in Space too. Blarp society.
And we have our sequel.
Also, Sean Patrick Flannery backed out because after putting on the makeup, he was like, I look way too much like William Hurt. Just hire William Hurt.
Wow.
And also Matthew Perry backed out.
Oh,
That's
man.
why he was in the intro there. Yeah, he backed out. And they were like, well, let's give it to your co-star Joey. They're like, that's my life.
Yeah, Joey's acting was fucking awful, atrocious in this.
That character, Donald West, says it in this film, which summarizes this whole movie, which is taking a family to another planet is just a publicity stunt to sell computers. That's what this movie was, because there was a whole bunch of Intel Inside logos in the background.
God.
And the company that funds the journey is Silicon Graphics, which is a real company. So it's just a movie that sells computers, the whole thing. It's garbage.
Trash.
All right, so join us next time with Maria Pitillo, Jean Reno, and Matthew Broderick for the 1998 action sci-fi Godzilla.
Is this number 100?
When we
I like
no,
that
this
one.
would be 98.
Oh, okay.
No, we continue
I liked Godzilla.
Moms Who Put Up With a Lot month.
Oh.
right.
Oh, because Godzilla's a mom?
Moms Who Put Up With a Lot. Number 2.
I like
God.
that.
I'm not looking forward to that
Oh,
one.
I know it's.
I
I
like that
didn't
one.
do it intentionally, but I was like, I picked 2 really long, really pointless blockbuster summers that made money, but also sucked. Like they just sucked.
I love Godzilla.
I thought this Godzilla was good. I liked it.
The 98 one with Matthew
Yeah,
Broderick.
I thought it was pretty good.
it
I've seen
was-
bad movies.
I
and-
can't wait for you to rewatch this movie.
Really?
I
I
cannot
feel like I
wait.
watched
There's
watched
a
it
lot
not
of
too long ago.
weird choices they made. That's for
Fucking
story. It's yeah.
Poor Jean Reno still hasn't recovered from this movie.
What?
Yeah.
They recovered fine with the last Godzilla movie. It was
Oh,
amazing.
I liked it. I liked
They're
the
doing the whole setup.
Gareth Edwards. Yeah.
The Kong and the monsters, and it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the best.
Good times. Fun,
Good
good, sweet hanging.
Times. Good.
It's good.
All right, so yeah, join us next time for Godzilla, and please check out www.ymg.com for all things. Why would you make this? Our webmaster Delta is on vacation, so it's not really updated right now, but it will be soon, I'm sure. Maybe actually before this episode comes out, it'll be fixed. Who knows? You can download and listen to episodes for free using iTunes or Google Play or through links on our website. For free! Yeah, absolutely. You can also find a link to our YouTube where we have comedy clips and older clips from this show and puppet videos. No, it's just a whole bunch of comedy that we do. It's great. Good stuff.
Check it out.
Check it. Yeah, do that. Give us reviews, 5-star reviews. We're beggars. That's who we are now. Do it. Please do it.
Do it.
There's only 5. There is nothing less.
No, there are no less than 5. There's 5 and 5 more.
Yeah. Mathematicians despise us, but it's true. There's nothing less than 5.
The only 2 choices are give us 5 or give us 5, create another account, and give us another 5.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, so thanks for listening. The intro music is Falling If You're Loved by Kill Paris. And of course, we will sing whatever the Lost in Space song is for the outro.
I never thought I'd be in space this way.
Was that the
Hope
Friends
I
clap?
get to fuck Heather Graham all day. It's like you've got a big ass landing gear.
You're going with the whole theme now.
I'm trying here.
Yeah. And whatever bubble you go through, maybe it'll be your day, month, or year.
I will hit on you.
I'll be lost in space. I'll be lost in space.
Go through.
Because you're lost in space too. And then nobody knows any of the other I was going to say, nobody knows the second verse to it. That's it.
No.
Oh, yeah, so for Huge and Skylar, I'm Jimmy Time. Please remember, without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.